Martin Luther's translation of the German Bible was a pivotal event that permanently altered the religious, linguistic, and cultural landscape of 16th-century Europe. After being declared an outlaw by Emperor Charles V following the Diet of Worms in 1521, Luther took refuge in Wartburg Castle, under the protection of Frederick III, Elector of Saxony. It was there that he completed the New Testament translation, in an astonishingly short period of 11 weeks. Published anonymously in September 1522, this work became known as the September Testament, the revolutionary synthesis of original texts and the people's language. The revolutionary nature of Luther's translation lay in its departure from the customary reliance on the Latin Vulgate Bible, aiming instead for fidelity to the original languages. For the New Testament, he primarily used the second edition of Erasmus's Novum Testamentum omne, published in 1519, which became the foundation for what would later develop into the Textus Receptus. For the Old Testament, the Hebrew Masoretic Text served as the basic source. Though the Latin Vulgate was also consulted, Luther consciously avoided a word-for-word literal translation, and instead prioritized a dynamic equivalence to capture the natural rhythm and style of German. This allowed ordinary Germans to easily understand the text and read it comfortably. As if listening to a fairy tale, he sought to use the language of the common people, asking, the mother in the house and the people in the market. In this process, Luther exercised a translator's freedom to clarify theological perspectives. Most notably, in translating Romans chapter 328, he inserted the word, only, a line, which was not present in the original text, to emphasize the doctrine of justification by faith alone, Sola Fide. This was the point that drew the fiercest criticism from the Catholic Church at the time. Following the publication of the New Testament, Luther, with the help of fellow scholars, particularly Philip Melanchthon, continued the arduous task of translating the Old Testament. The entire Bible was finally completed and published as the Luther Bible in 1534. The influence of the Luther Bible was more powerful than any other publication of its era. Religiously, making the Bible available in the vernacular to laypeople undermined the authority of the clerical class, who had monopolized the Latin text. It became a decisive factor in realizing the concept of the priesthood of all believers, providing the foundation for the ideas of the Reformation to penetrate deep into the German populace. Linguistically, Luther based his translation on the High German used at the Saxon court. As this Bible was widely distributed across Germany, aided by the development of the printing press, it played a crucial role in establishing a unified, written language in the German-speaking territories, which had been fragmented by regional dialects. The Luther Bible is recognized as the most significant milestone in the development of early New High German, the basis of today's Standard German. Furthermore, the Luther Bible's impact extended beyond German religion and language, inspiring indigenous Bible translation movements in other parts of Europe, such as William Tyndale's English Bible. It ushered in the age of vernacular Bible translation. The Luther Bible remains a historical legacy, producing two monumental outcomes: spiritual salvation and national linguistic unity.